YouTube life.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone's gonna come.
Anybody? What's that line?
I don't know. Is it loading? Is it struggling? This almost fell over. It's fine. Oh, I just got a notification for
maybe
this.
that's why.
Maybe that's why.
what it was. Yeah.
Oh, what happened? Did it freeze and start again? The countdown just left.
18 seconds.
Yeah, it was at 45 a second ago.
Oh, did it start over?
Curious. Question mark. Hello, I see some people. Yay. Hello, everybody. We're here to talk Frozen again because we love Frozen
Again.
Here. It's Anna's birthday.
Hey,
I do know
Anna,
that.
happy birthday.
Ooh,
Hey,
hi, Holly.
Hi, Holly.
Yes, happy birthday to Anna. That's not copyrighted anymore. I was about to stop.
Birthday song is not copyrighted.
Yes. Happy birthday, girl.
Thanks for joining us on your birthday.
Yeah, really. Thanks for coming to hang out with us on your birthday. It makes me feel special. So we're here today to discuss Conceal, Don't Feel by Jen. Oh, okay, by Jen Kalanita. That's how I'm gonna guess it's said. I'm honestly not sure, but it's a Twisted Tales, Frozen book. Because, yeah,
I'm excited that this won the poll for last month.
I was very excited.
It was one that we had actually been wanting to read, and then this one was actually sent to Abby
in the book swap.
From one of you guys sent it to her.
Worked out really well. I really wanted to do a Twisted Tales this month because for the book swap, we all sent each other Twisted Tales, which I thought was really funny
and like weird.
Yeah, not everybody, but a good
discussed.
Majority sent Twisted Tales, which I think was really funny. So, yeah, I'm really excited to talk about this because unlike last month, I really liked this one.
We're back to the normal Abby, not the negative.
Yeah, if you missed last month's live show,
it was an unprecedented moment in the book club history because Abby didn't like it.
I was not a fan of Alice in Wonderland, but I am completely happy if y'all want to read more retellings of it in the future. For
I think it might be interesting to kind of redeem it, you know, like if we got a retelling that we actually really did like. Yeah, cool.
But this book, okay, so it's usually when I'm reading a book, it takes me a couple of days. It depends. Some books take me like a few days, and some books I can read the whole thing in a day. This was one of those whole thing in a day books because.
Did you read the whole thing in a day?
Basically, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. I went on errands. I helped my mom out, went on some errands with her.
The rude car buddy, because she doesn't. Oh no, our connection's unstable. Although it's still counting up though, so
it doesn't look like it's unstable. I don't know what it's talking about.
Do we look unstable?
I mean, that's a different question for a different day.
But
however,
yeah, she's a rude car buddy because she reads and doesn't do conversation.
Yes. But I read so much of this in the car that day. It's not super long either. It's like just over 300 pages. Right at 300 pages.
Yeah,
and so it's not super long. But thank you, Holly. I appreciate the solidarity. That Alice in Wonderland was not my favorite. I'm just gonna say that. If you want more ranting, you're gonna have to go to last month's live.
We're not gonna go down that.
I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. Oh,
again.
That was good. That was good. Thanks. Okay, so I have some discussion questions and you can definitely join in on some of these. So, because Hope didn't read the book this month, but Hope, you're a huge Frozen fan, as am I. We've both watched it more times
many a time
than I care to count.
11 in the first month.
Also, side question. I'm gonna ask this first. Is anyone planning to watch the Making of series on Disney Plus?
I've already seen multiple people on Instagram say that it's so good.
I'm really
it's one
excited.
Of the best things, which I'm
really excited to watch it.
We are we done with the prop culture series?
No, I think we still have a few episodes. We haven't watched the Pirates one or
we've watched most.
I haven't watched the Muppets one
yet.
I
think there's maybe like 3 more that we haven't watched on that one. But actually, okay. I have some more thoughts about some things on Disney Plus, but let's go ahead and go back to the book, and then at the end we'll talk about that because I have a lot that I want to share with you guys.
Oh, okay.
Carry on.
Anyway, that was just a side note. We've got Bernie back here, even though he's not in this book. Though he would have improved
but he does
let's
match
be
our
honest
theme a little
with ourselves. Anyway, so I really liked this take on the story. I thought it was really unique. So essentially, spoilers for Frozen. Also,
I'm pretty sure.
But I'm pretty sure everyone's seen it. If you haven't, where have you been for the last 7 years? Because it's been almost 7 years since this movie came out.
No, it has not.
It has. Who feels old yet?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Man, when it hits 10 years, I'm gonna lose my mind. Anyway, so
it'll be tomorrow.
Spoilers for Frozen if you haven't seen it. But this essentially, the question, every Twisted Tales book asks a question and it changes the whole story.
The way you think about it.
And this one is, what if Anna and Elsa never knew each other? And so the twist, when I didn't know what that meant, and the twist in this one is that they were separated after the incident, which, you know, when Elsa accidentally struck her and all that stuff, that happens in the first 5 minutes of the movie. And yeah, so after the incident, they were separated. Anna was taken to live with another family up in the mountain, not in Arendelle proper, and then Elsa was raised as the heir and, you know, princess and all that stuff.
Wow.
And they don't remember each other. That's part of the curse that was inflicted that I'm not going to get into in case you didn't finish this book, because it was one of the most intriguing things about it was figuring out why that was happening. But
yeah, I feel like it's interesting because in some ways starting their lives like that might have seemed better to both of them. Like, I mean, obviously they didn't know, but they were able to live their own like lives without being like confined, or like Elsa being locked up in a room basically. But they never knew each other. So like, which curse is worse?
And the other curse, the other effect of the curse
together
here is that Elsa didn't have her powers. Elsa didn't know she had powers until her parents died.
How do you like not know that though? Like, wouldn't you accidentally shoot ice at something and then be like,
well, it was really interesting because essentially in this version, Elsa grows up like Anna did. You know, she's the only one in the castle. She's the only kid, so she kind of has to make her own entertainment and all that stuff that we see in Do You Want to Build a Snowman from Anna, but it's Elsa instead. She doesn't realize that she has her powers or anything. So,
and Anna's a very different person because she doesn't have the carefreeness of not being in the air.
Precious little ball of sunshine as usual.
Well, because
I love her so
in
much.
the actual movie, she's so carefree because she knows Elsa exists and she knows that Elsa's
and
older,
she doesn't have to necessarily.
So she knows that Elsa's going to take the kingdom, so she can just be whatever she wants to be and be free because she doesn't. She's not having to learn the responsibilities of a kingdom, but it probably changes her personality knowing that she has to take.
Yeah, in this version, she's been taken in by this baker couple. They own a bakery, and so she's really good at making cookies and like all that stuff. Hey, Alicia.
You think Frozen came out the year you graduated high school? That's so funny.
It's wild. That's been so long.
I cannot believe it's been so long.
Because I have such vivid memories. We went to see it in the theater.
Although, what's so weird about it is we saw it the year that it came out, but we didn't see it until like 4 or 5 months that it had been out, which I think it was just
like 3 months.
It was just because we didn't like go to movie theaters that much. It wasn't because like we didn't want to see the movie or whatever. But I can't believe it took us that long to see it because it's a sister movie. Like it's a Disney sister movie.
We've seen it like a bajillion times.
So yeah, I think that's kind of cool and crazy, but such a cultural. But now I can't believe it's been so long because I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yes, their individual upbringing is really interesting. It was very an intriguing premise. I wasn't sure going into this because the synopsis doesn't really explain like what's happened to change this. Because the first chapter, if I'm remembering correctly, is like their not the first chapter, but throughout like some flashback and stuff, we see like the event that we see happen at the beginning of the movie, and so you're kind of like, wait, then how did they get separated if that still happened? So it's really interesting to see that dynamic. I think that was one of the most unique things about this, and it was really I applaud the author for taking that because that was really a creative, different way to tell the story, but still keep the heart of it, So then they both feel this longing inside, that they don't understand, that they're supposed to be with someone they don't have with them.
Right, because, they don't know.
Yeah.
Holly loves baking Anna. Yes. I think that's awesome. And really cute. Like,
oh, right? so wholesome.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let's see. What did I write down? Okay. Oh, my favorite part of every Frozen retelling that we've read together, we've read a few now in the book club, inevitably always is Olaf.
Yeah.
And I mean, I love Olaf, don't get me wrong, but he was never like my favorite part of the first movie. I love him and I enjoy him and I think he's great.
He's
but
like
he's
the comic relief.
Yeah.
But
to me, like, he's not like my favorite character in Frozen, but in every retelling, he's my favorite part by far.
Because everyone loves having fun with Olaf and doing, like, taking their own interpretation of him.
Yeah, that's true. And I love that every writer that we've read a retelling of does him so well. Like, everything, I can hear it in Josh Gad's voice when I'm reading his dialogue. Like, it's perfect. And speaking of, I always appreciate when a Disney retelling includes dialogue from the movie. And this was chock full of our favorite lines in different, like, scenarios than in the movie. It was really, really cool the way that they worked in
a little bit.
Yeah, the different conversations from the movie, but maybe they're with a different person than they were in the movie and like that kind of thing. It was really cool. But Olaf in this version, Elsa regains her powers when their parents die and she's, in shock and pain, so she bursts and like all the magic, comes out and stuff. And so then she makes Olaf, who's her companion for like 3 years, and I thought that was so cute. It was so wholesome. He was just like her only friend that like understood her, and I think that would have been such a cute thing to add to the first movie. And I think they did a little bit of that with the second one, in that Olaf's one of the few people who truly like gets Elsa, like gets what she's doing and like can understand
it. Which is interesting. I think they made that connection because Elsa made him. Like, Elsa's the creator and he's the creation.
So he kind of has some of her feelings and thoughts as well.
He's a piece of her.
Yeah, and it was just really cute because he was like her best friend, and it was so cute. Yeah, Olaf is the best.
Yes,
honestly. Let's see, what else do I have to say? Okay, I want your thoughts on, in this version, or in the regular movie, whatever you want to talk about, Kristoff and Hans. Because they had an interesting, kind of different place in here. So, in the movie, there's been a lot of fan theories throughout the years that Hans, and he kind of confirms this, I guess, in his monologue, that he was originally intending to like court Elsa, and then she was like, no. So
he's like, that's not gonna happen.
He went for Anna instead. But in this, he actually is like courting Elsa because she's the princess and he's a prince, and so it's kind of like she knows that she at some point will probably have to have a suitor, and so she kind of just she genuinely thinks he's her friend. And it's kind of really sad because we all know how that ends now, and it was very sad. But it was
no, don't do it.
Yeah, but it was a very interesting twist on that. Also, Hans was so bad in here, like so twisted. I was
totally twisted by courting Elsa.
It was like,
instead.
Well, here's the thing: the last time I watched it, which has been a while that I watched Frozen, I realized that like. The first time I saw it, genuinely, they did a really good job of us. We really wanted to think he was like
okay.
Legit
the first
prince.
time that we watched Frozen, neither of us saw that coming. But I will say,
I was confused when Kristoff got introduced.
It was weird because I was like, one, that's really early to introduce the prince, because normally it's.
But I thought, maybe really they're just trying to be.
But then when Kristoff came in, I was very confused because I was like, wait, there's two? Like, what? But I did not see the evil Hans thing coming, which is hilarious because we also waited a few months to see it. So how we didn't see spoilers, I don't know.
We somehow avoided
it was impressive,
that,
but A+ Disney because I didn't see it coming.
But
thanks, Seth.
Thank you. But this version, I thought it did a better job, I think, of foreshadowing that. Like, there is a little bit of the foreshadowing of it in the movie, not a ton, because for a long time he's just trying to convince them that he's a really good person. And
there was a lot of like little moves in there. He didn't just go for it right away.
And they definitely tried to throw us off with the Duke of Weselton, who is still very much a jerk here. He's very rude.
Don't worry, we didn't change his character.
Entitled, and you're like, you're not in charge here, but okay.
Your kingdom. What are you doing?
But yeah, there was a lot more of that, like setting up Hans to be the bad guy in this, which I appreciated. I think it was a good choice. I think it was an interesting choice that I kind of missed a little bit in the movie. I'm gonna be honest. Like now, once I knew, then when you watch it again, you're like, they didn't really set that up super well.
Yeah.
Like until the confrontation in the castle with Elsa, like you don't even get any hint that he might be a bad guy. I don't know.
Well, and I think honestly, the entire reason that he's there is one, to give us kind of somewhat to throw us off of Hans, because they're like, oh, if he's the bad guy, then like, we have two bad guys. But then also, I think
Wesselt is just rude. I don't think
his job is to just go monster.
Right.
Like that's
how her start the mob mentality. But yeah, I love that the people of Arendelle, no one is convinced. Like they're all freaked out because it's a blizzard, but none of them are like, oh my gosh, we gotta go get the queen. Like nobody does that in any version.
Stay in and lock the doors.
Appreciate that because they all know she's just a kid. You know, she's just their princess. Like,
Holly said, I can't believe Hans was as patient for as long as he was with Elsa. It's true,
especially knowing. I think he would have he preferred like Anna's quick judgment.
I think that's why like he went with Anna, because she's so easy. Like it would have been like, I don't think he could have made it in with Elsa in the way it is in the movie,
right?
Because she's way protected, guarded, like it would be almost impossible to get in there. But then Anna is like basically just like threw herself on him, so he's like, this is almost too easy.
Yeah, but yes, he is a very conniving villain. Very methodical and plotting, but also what I do appreciate about him as a villain, I think this made me like see him more as a proper villain. Like he's never been like a top tier, like he's just a nasty person.
He's
just a nasty person. He doesn't really, he's just a political
He's just trying to get the highest.
It's not like revenge or anything. It's just he wants to be king.
Although he was gonna like
I'm not saying he
wasn't
kill her. He was a bad person.
He wasn't just okay. Well, is that the thing? Is that was he actually going to kill her, or was he just gonna marry her and then use her?
That was kind of the vibe in a couple of the other versions of this that we've read. That was kind of his plan.
Because he thought she was so weak
that he would turn everyone against
manipulate
her. So then Elsa wouldn't even be in the picture. And then just kind of strong arm Anna into
he'd be like, she'll do anything.
What he wanted her to.
Or was he actually, I mean, I don't know.
Or was he actually going to kill her? No one knows. Would he kill her if she just got out of line and then he just off her? I don't know. Hans is bad though, man. He's so mean. They just want to be left alone. They just want to do their thing. And here he comes in, trying to ruin that. It's just not nice.
Not nice.
Shame on you, Hans. You could have been great, but
you chose that.
I do think it's really funny in every version, though. They're like, we'll send him back to Southern Isles and see what his big brothers think of it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they were kind of a jerk to him, so honestly, maybe they'd be mad because he failed, but I don't think they'd get mad because he,
Yeah, it sounds like they're
not the nicest people in the Southern Isles, I'm feeling.
No.
I'm getting that vibe.
They probably would have been like, oh, good try.
And then Kristoff. I love Kristoff. Kristoff's honestly the best. I love him so much. So in this version, because Anna lives in this tiny town and she's, the baker's kid, they meet when they're younger.
Which I like.
Yeah, which I love, that he delivers the ice to the town, and so then they just kind of become friends because Anna thinks he's a little weird and she's a little weird because he talks to his reindeer, and and so yes, Holly, I love him so much. He's so pure and so good. He's just like he's like the perfect opposite for Hans, where Hans is just a not nice guy. Kristoff's just a good guy. He just loves. He wants to be, loved, and he wants a friend. And I think it's really wholesome.
Yeah, he's a secret helpless romantic.
He totally is, 100%.
Which I mean, you can't blame him. Like, he grew up like alone, except for when he came into the village to like do his job basically, and he grew up with a bunch of guys, like
with all the trolls.
Well, like the ice people.
Yeah, yeah.
The ice pick people.
That's true.
So it was just like a bunch of hefty guys doing their job. And then he's with trolls, which are rocks.
And they're a lot. But they're so sweet.
He just wants to see another, like, have another human connection.
Yeah.
That's all he wants.
And it's so cute. And Anna's like, you know what? He needs a friend, and I will be his friend. And it's just really wholesome and cute. And then he's like, okay, you want to do this? I will help you. And I'm like, I love you. Kristoff's honestly one of my favorite Disney princes. I love a lot of them.
Yeah.
But man, Frozen 2, man, it got me.
I also like.
He went to the top of my list. Yeah. Hi, Magical Fritz.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
I honestly like too that he's not the royalty. Like he would marry her and would make him a prince, which some of them are like that, where the female like lead is the royalty. But I think it's kind of cool for him because he's so down to earth, because he wasn't raised in a castle. He was raised in a barn. He's like, what were you, raised in a barn? Nope. I was raised in a castle.
Which they did have that discussion in here, but she says, nope, I was raised in a bakery.
So much. But like he's so down to earth because he didn't have a nice life, and he had to kind of, I mean, the trolls raised him well. That's what we're saying.
They did. Baldo did good.
Yep.
That's okay. No worries. I think I'm pretty much done talking about spoilers. So, you should definitely keep reading. It's really good. I really enjoyed it a lot. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. I love Elsa. I've always loved Elsa. I've always related to her a lot since the first time I saw the movie. But this was kind of like confirmed that I am Elsa in a lot of ways. Hi, Heather.
Hey, Heather.
I relate to her so hardcore, and especially in this, like, you know, she spends a lot more time with her dad. She spends a lot more time reading and studying and learning and trying to prepare herself to be the best queen that she can be. But then, you know, she still feels not out of place, but like, you know, she feels like there's something missing in a lot of this, and so she's trying to figure out what that is. But once she discovers that, you know, Anna needs her help, she's like, I'm going. I'm on it.
I do think it's great though, like that they talk about in this that she spent all that time working on.
Yeah, she was training to be like a proper queen.
Well, because like you think about, she had all this time. Like she had so much time to herself that like she was actually trying to do something productive with that time versus just like
what Anna does, party all the time,
just chilling, being like,
I don't know. I'm sure Anna did some like studies and stuff in between.
Balance. It's about balance,
you know, in between all of the playing that we see in the movie, but you know. But yeah, and then Anna, of course, is, as always, a ray of sunshine. And I loved her adopted parents in this. They're so sweet. And so essentially, like, her adopted mother is the queen's best friend, and so they've always been friends, so she agreed to take Anna in, and it's just like, oh.
Wait, so neither of them live in the castle?
No, Elsa does.
Oh, okay. I thought you said she was separated.
No, yeah, Anna was sent away.
Oh, I got that back to. I was like,
no,
what?
Elsa grew up as the proper princess.
I was like the king and queen. Like, they just sent them both away. They're like, we're done. We're gonna try again.
No.
These two losers.
We gotta start over. Send them both away.
We got a freak and a weirdo.
No, Elsa grows up in the castle as the proper princess, and like she's gonna be the heir. She just thinks they just all think she's the only child.
The only one. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I loved Freya and that whole thing. It was just so cute, and like
it's sweet to think that like the king and queen have friends, like in the village, like other people that they relate to, because it does seem kind of, they don't really talk about that at all in the storyline. Right. It needed to be filled in because
I mean, the other thing also, I mean, obviously this came out before Frozen 2 or with Frozen 2. I can't remember when this particular book came out, but it would have been written a long time before that. But there's some stuff in here that, like, obviously it's an alternate timeline, so it's not legit. But there's some stuff where I was like, Frozen 2 kind of debunked that, but okay, you know, or like that's not how it was in Frozen 2, but like it's fine. But obviously this is an alternate timeline, so none of that matters anyway. So,
but technically, if this were
we're
what
gonna say it again.
happened,
if you haven't seen Frozen 2, you need
the first movie wouldn't be right
That's
either
true.
because
so it's a completely different thing. But it's
Yeah.
interesting now going back and reading Frozen retellings, especially ones that, because most of them have come out before Frozen 2, and seeing like that's different. They changed that, you know, with Frozen 2 and stuff like that. But yeah, I love Elsa's parents. Honestly, I know a lot of people have a lot of mixed feelings, but I love them, and that's all I'm gonna say. Okay.
I like them a lot more after Frozen 2 because I think we get to see more of them and more of their family connection before.
Yeah.
And I liked getting to see that because it does show that they were trying to be good parents. They were trying. They didn't just give up.
Right.
So,
yeah, it's true. Honestly, Frozen 2, mind blowing. Seriously, if you haven't seen it, you need to go see it.
No spoilers, but
but it's great, and you should see it. Okay, let's see. Oh, let me tell you about this. Okay, I realized this hit me, and I felt like a fake fan for a little while after I realized this. So, two of the servants in the castle are mentioned in almost every one of these retellings that we've mentioned, or that we've read, is Kai and Gerda, which Kai's I always thought it's kind of a weird name, and I was like, oh, that's kind of an interesting name for a, you know, Arendellian character who all kind of have very Norwegian sounding names. And then it hit me, and I felt like a fake fan, man. Kai and Gerda are the names of the original kids in the original fairy tale, The Snow Queen. That Gerda's the girl who goes after her friend Kai, who gets taken by the snow.
Because you actually researched that.
I felt so ashamed of myself. I was sitting there and I went, Abby is so stupid. How could you not notice this? What is wrong with me?
What is that accent?
I don't know, but I was like, I feel stupid. So that's a fun little fact that I thought was really nice.
So they like tied it into the original fairy tale, which the Snow Queen is the story, kind of. That it was like the ideas behind.
It was the original.
Behind what Disney decided to do with it.
Which also I've seen, because it's by Hans Christian Andersen, and a while when the first movie came out, people were like, "Oh, Hans, Kristoff, Anna, Sven, Hans Christian Andersen." But Kai and Gerda is the biggest like thing I've noticed, and I'm like, I appreciate that. I'm sorry I didn't appreciate it more before now.
Wait, say their names all together like that?
Hans, Kristoff, Anna, Sven.
Did they do that on purpose, or
maybe? I think they're just, you know,
just
Norse
happens
names.
to be...
They're just Norwegian names that kind of sound cool. I don't know. You'd have to ask Disney that, but Kai and Gerda was a cool little nugget.
What is that one like old movie about Hans Christian Andersen?
Oh, the Danny Kaye musical.
Yeah.
Called Hans Christian Andersen.
All I could think of the song when they're like Hans Christian Andersen.
Yep.
It's so weird.
It was a very strange
That's all
movie.
I remember. And
I love Danny Kaye, but that was a weird one. I will say that.
I love old musicals, but
that was odd.
That was a little strange.
Anyway, but that was a nice little Easter egg that I just now noticed, and I felt really bad about just now noticing. But they're not named in the movie, so I felt I mean, it's not like
is it like the pudgier guy with like?
I think so. I think the three people in here, it's Kai, Gerda, and then the cook lady. I forget her name, Mrs. something. But
I'm trying to think. Do we even see Gerda in the movie?
But I think it's the three servants who like kind of take Anna from Kristoff when he brings her back to the castle. That was kind of what I was relating in my head to.
Like the one who's like they're like carrying. No, they had a lot of people doing
that. No, when they're like,
yeah,
oh
like
God,
after
Princess
she
Anna.
gets struck. Yeah.
And
he's like standing on the balcony, and then they were like cheering when she punches him.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think those three servants I think would be Kai, Gerda, and the cook. It's just the way that I've related. I was like trying to even think if we've seen them,
because he's the only one that has lines.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. I mean,
one of them says no. Does he say Princess Anna when they come and like get her?
One of the women I think says that It's been too long since we've seen Frozen. But no, yeah. Yeah, I think that's who it is. But anyway, that was a nice little fun Easter egg that I've lamented on about for a long time now. So, Elena likes your haircut.
Thank you. It definitely wasn't a pleasant change for summer. It was getting really hot. So
it's so hot, you guys. I'm sweating
today,
right now.
It's 97 outside, but it feels like 107.
And I wish I had Elsa's ice powers. Bad. Because I'm so hot.
And our poor AC is like
it's almost
not a good time.
It's not even July yet until tomorrow, and it's already this hot.
Oh my goodness, July 1st is tomorrow.
Okay. I'm excited to go back to Disney, but it's gonna be
so hot. And there is a reason that like we don't go. There's a reason that we don't go to the summer in the summer.
And here we are.
But I guess it's kind of a spoiler, but not really. But we were able to get reservations to the parks when they reopened, so we'll have some vlogs and stuff coming. We should do lives from the parks too.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Definitely do lives.
Yeah,
from the parks.
I was really excited. Yes, a little personal flurry would be.
It's my own personal flurry.
Oh my gosh, I just love Olaf so much, you guys. He's so precious. Yeah, it would be nice to have some ice powers right about now. But yeah, if you guys haven't read the original Snow Queen, you should go and do it. There's two Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. Snow Queen is the one the Frozen's based off of. But there's also the Ice Maiden. It's not the same thing. It is also really good, but it's not the same thing. Just to clarify, completely different. Snow Queen's the one that this is based on, and I love it. Anyway, I love the way it's retold, and some people have problems with it, but honestly, I think it's a great retelling.
I think it's cool.
And I have a lot of thoughts on that, but I won't deliberate on them anymore right now. Elaborate. That's the word I was looking for. Oh, I had a question I was curious, and you can answer this one too. Okay. If there was any Disney movie that you could see made into a twisted tale or like a retelling of any sort, what would you pick? So they've already done Frozen, Beauty and the Beast, Mulan, Peter Pan, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, Aladdin. I'm definitely missing one. They're doing an Alice in Wonderland one. I feel like I'm missing something. But if I was going to pick one, here's what I'll say what I would pick. I'd pick either Brother Bear or
Brother Bear would be so cool.
Pocahontas. I think could also be really cool.
What if they did a Brother Bear one, if Coda's mom...
Oh, Snow White. Thank you, Holly. I knew I was forgetting one. I couldn't think of what it was. Oh, and Little Mermaid.
Coda's mom didn't
die.
But what if she killed one of his brothers?
Technically, that kind of happens, but...
Well, she doesn't kill him.
That's true. Sorry, spoilers for Brother Bear now that we're talking about.
How old is that movie? You should have seen it by now.
That one, let's see, 17 years? That come out in 2003, I think?
I don't know, it's gorgeous, though. Still so amazing.
But yeah, I think Pocahontas could be really
cool.
I'd love Hunchback of Notre Dame, but kind of reading the original is kind of a twisted tale.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
I think I would do, Lady and the Tramp.
Oh, what question would you ask if you had a Lady and the Tramp twisted tale?
I think it would be one, I would want to hear more of Tramp's story and what he did to get that name.
Do you want Tramp backstory?
Yeah, a backstory for Tramp. And then what if it was flipped? So instead of a lady having the luscious life and then getting kicked out or whatever, what if Tramp
was the posh dog?
Yeah.
And Lady was the scrapper on the street?
Well, no, because I couldn't do that to Lady. I like Lady too much. But, what if he's the one who had it all and did it and was, learning how to fend for himself because he didn't know how to? Because, Lady's the one who's, it's all given to her. Yeah. So she has to learn how to be on the streets.
That could be interesting.
Yeah. Could be interesting. And getting to see more of the stories of the other dogs. Why... Jock and Trusty, what's their story?
We want a Jock and Trusty spinoff, please.
Why?
Thank you.
Why does Trusty what happened to him that he
I think he's just old, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I thought it was something with his. Wasn't he like a service dog or something?
Oh, was he?
I don't know. Anyway, that's what I would do.
That would be interesting. I can see that.
But then again, I wouldn't want them to do a Twisted Tale because I like the story the way it is.
I mean, obviously, any Twisted Tale is kind of like.
Oh yeah, Pocahontas would be super cool.
The Rescuers would be neat.
We know you like Brother Bear, Heather. We do too. Brother Bear.
I know,
Squad.
same. I cried so hard last time we watched it, man.
Yeah, but seriously, I had forgotten. So we love Brother Bear, and it's like definitely one of the most underrated movies.
Oh, sure.
But I forgot how stunning the scenery is in the movie, and how like it captures all of the beauty of nature in that movie, and it's so great, especially for how old it is. Like it was really amazing. They had like those panoramic views and stuff. Awesome.
Here's the thing, like I know the experimental era movies are like not as popular. A lot of them are underrated.
Yeah, what's that about? Because
they're all so good. I don't know what they're talking about because like Meet the Robinsons is great. Lilo and Stitch is probably the most famous of the experimental era.
Probably.
But like,
although not really, just Stitch. It's just Stitch as a character.
Yeah, that's true.
The movie.
I love Lilo and Stitch though. The movie is so
although
good.
it's kind of hard for me to watch.
She doesn't like the aliens. But it's
we're
really
not
good though. But the art style and the way that they like the vision for those movies. Okay. Do you want to lead that in with all the nature stuff to what you wanted to talk about?
Yes, I do.
Good
segue. It took you all this time.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what you were talking about.
So we've been kind of like
going
through
Tarzan. Yes.
I was actually thinking about
Tarzan
that.
I was thinking about that. What if his parents were never killed?
Then they basically just be Swiss Family Robinson.
It's true. That's true. It would turn into Swiss Family Robinson, wouldn't it? But if he's like a proper little English lad growing up in the jungle when
he meets the jungle woman Jane.
But when the Porters get there, like he's just a normal. He's not a jungle man. He's just a kid. He's just a guy.
Yeah, and then she'd be like, "What is this?" And he'd be like, "My world," and it's like it's Swiss Family Trio.
It's Swiss Family Robinson.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
But yeah, that could be really cool. Sorry, continue.
I forgot what about. So we were talking about Disney Plus. So we've been kind of going through Disney Plus and watching some like different things.
Yep.
We've almost finished Prop Culture. Highly recommend. It's such a cool show
really
to get to see stuff. I think we have maybe 3 or 4 left to watch.
Think so, yeah.
But all of those have been great. There hasn't really been one that I like didn't like. So we watched all of those, and then there was another series that we've kind of almost finished. I forget now what it is. But so we've been like watching different things on there. My newest obsession, and kind of both of us, because we've watched a lot of them together, is the Disney nature documentaries. I have never been a documentary person. Like I don't do that. And I also don't do like true non-Disney documentaries because they end up being like, and everyone dies. And then like it's the circle of life. They just end up being like, that's the circle of life. And I'm like, I just spent like 2 hours getting to invested in the animal, and then they die. But because what's so great about these Disney ones is that it's still Disney, so they give them all a positive spin or like a happily ever after, which is fabulous. So that was the only part like I didn't like about documentaries. So I've just basically been going through all of them. It started with Dolphin Reef. Well, technically the new Dolphin movie that just came out like 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago is not the documentary. It's the making of the documentary. So like it goes behind and shows what all it took, which is really crazy incredible to see like the bravery of these. Well, I started at it. I haven't finished it yet. But so that's the new one that came out. But Dolphin Reef is the one that it was a few years old. It was actually one of the first ones, I think, of the documentaries. And so that one is the actual documentary, and then the new one is the making of that one. But so then I went back and watched Dolphin Reef, and it was awesome. Love dolphins. They're my second favorite animal. And then
Hope's been making her list of favorite animals.
I have top 4 favorite animals.
These documentaries, okay?
Actually, I've known my favorite animals before this. It just cemented my love for them.
It's just funny.
Anyway, so we've watched the dolphin one. I had already seen like when Chimpanzee came out. I watched that one like a long time ago. But then we watched elephants. What were some of the other ones we watched?
We watched bears. I loved bears.
Oh, the bears was so,
because it was literally
the bears was one of the most intense ones though.
Oh yeah,
because bears are scary not to each other. They're scary to each other. I was like, come on, y'all.
Bear cubs, man.
Oh, they're so cute. It's like Coda in real life.
It was literally like
Coda. And then we watched Born in China.
Which again, pandas.
So cute. It's pandas
and baby
snow leopards and some sort of the monkeys.
The monkeys, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the monkey parts because they're mean.
The monkeys weren't my favorite, but the pandas and the snow leopards.
And I'm just gonna give you a spoiler. If you watch Born in China, which I do recommend, be ready for kind of a sad ending. That's the only one that I'm like, come on, Disney.
It was kind of unsatisfying.
Like, come on, seriously? Like, keep them alive, Disney. Anyway, I know this is nature, but
control these wild animals and keep them alive.
So yeah, Born in China, and then I'm trying to think. We watched Flamingos, and I feel like I'm missing a few that we've watched. So we're almost through all of them. Because
Disney Plus has like the Disney Nature Collection.
Yeah, so we've just been watching them all, and they are so good. I love them. They're gorgeous. Like the places that they shoot these documentaries are incredible. So there's been like Africa, Alaska, the dolphin. Where was the dolphin one shot? Like the Caribbean somewhere, Caribbean, but I can't remember exactly where.
Yeah.
But seriously, some of the most beautiful places on the planet. They're so gorgeous. So it's like gorgeous scenery, really, really cute animals, and most of them have baby animals because they gotta give us the baby content, like the baby animals. So cute.
Most of them, I think, the idea is like it follows the life of
it follows
this baby this animal.
What kind of life do they have, and like the parents and how they protect them, and it's interesting to see like the different kinds of animals. So many of them are very similar to humans in how they bond, how they are raised. The elephant one was really great because I learned a lot about elephants that I didn't know, and I've been on the Kilimanjaro safari. Okay. But it was really cool because it talked about how empathetic they are, and how one elephant, like if they smell or scent or like bond with another elephant, then they keep that for life. So even if they haven't seen an elephant for like 20 or 30 years, they'll still remember and recognize that elephant and like I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, it's like us. If we remembered every single person that we like come in contact with, wow.
Yeah.
So anyway, I liked cool.
I liked Dolphin Reef a lot. I followed dolphins and humpback whales and a mantis shrimp. It was my favorite. Mr. Mantis.
Yeah.
But the humpback whales were really interesting. It had a cameo by the orcas, but we don't like them.
We don't like the orcas.
We used to when it was Shamu.
I like Shamu.
Shamu is the only exception to the orca dislike.
Because the orcas, I mean,
orcas are scary.
There's a reason they're called the killer whales, and they play with their food, and then they eat.
Oh, and sharks. They did some shark stuff
sharks.
Too.
That was the other thing, yeah. But that was a great one though.
Orcas are scary.
And really cool footage in that one. Like they caught some really cool
unique
moments. But so that's my newest binge.
That's Hope's
highly recommend. Could not recommend enough. I was never really, I couldn't really sit through documentaries, but because they're Disney,
it's probably because she's grown up watching me and our dad watch like historical documentaries, because that's always what we were interested in.
Documentaries about people.
I don't want to know about people.
I think people, it's just too close to home. Like I need to learn about the animals. But no, I think the reason I didn't like animal documentaries is because I only thought they were all like big, like Blue Planet. Or like
Blue Planet, I don't think kind of sad.
Well, they're intense.
Planet Earth's not bad. Planet Earth, yeah, Blue Planet is. Planet Earth's more about like
it will show you the nitty gritty of like them eating, and I'm like, no, thank you. Yeah. But because it's Disney, it's toned down a bit, and sometimes they imply to things that you're like, wait, did they die?
Yeah.
But they don't show it. So I'm like, thank you.
I think,
save my emotion.
Yeah, elephants, I think, was the first one we got to where the main animal wasn't a predator.
But they were the prey. That's true.
Like most of them are predatorial focused.
But then again, I also think it's interesting and good to see because I feel like in life, we always are taught. I mean, it's like Zootopia come to life, but it's like the predators and the prey, predators and the prey. But like, it gives you the side of the predators to be like, they're not bad. They're just trying to do.
Everyone's just trying to do their thing.
Circle of life.
Everyone's just trying to do what they can.
Anyways,
yeah.
It was just really, really cool.
Yes, elephants really do remember. Fun fact.
Yes, lie to me, Disney. Tell me they live happily ever after. Exactly. I'm like, I don't need the
truth of it.
But they do a really good job of like, they don't all die. Like some of them, they make it's like victorious and it's like, yeah. But then it's like, I'm also like, why did they show this to me? Like, if the animal ends up dying, but then I'm like, oh, they already spent like 8 months following this family. They can't just like, start over with a new one.
Oh,
like, well. But I do think that
like
we gotta get a different family. But I do think that they do a really good job of like making it subtle or gentle, which is very nice.
Oh yeah, I saw that on it's her birthday, so she gets to pick which movie you watch. Which one are you gonna watch? Because this is a very important question. You have to take some time to like figure this out. Because there's a lot of
the Vet and Zoo series. That sounds cool. So that's like talking more about animals in captivity.
Zoos, yeah. I know there was the One Day at Disney is another one I want to watch because it's about like cast members and like what they do.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I think there was one about one of the vets in Animal Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken. I think I saw that in a preview.
I do. It is cool because some of the documentaries that they showed are animals that are going extinct or they're like becoming endangered.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it's cool that most of those animals, because Disney is aware of it, like they're working on either protecting them or like working on a conservation fund, like those kind of things, which is really cool because that like, okay, they're on it. And also a lot of those animals they have at Disney and they're continuing to like nurture and grow the species and things like that because keep them alive.
Have we watched a lot of Disney films?
Yeah. A few.
There was a while there, right when we went under quarantine, the first time that we were like, we watched one a night, I think, or something like that.
Yeah, we just went back and watched. Actually, we watched a ton of musicals. We were on like a musical kick.
Yeah.
And then we did like Disney movies, and we just went back and watched movies we haven't seen in a while.
Then we started binging Psych again.
Yeah,
we finished that.
The whole thing of Psych. I started watching Once Upon a Time again, which now I'm on towards the end of season 2.
That's what we've
although
been doing.
what stunk about that one is I started it and I started rewatching it and then I went back to work and now I don't have as much time, so I have to like fit it in. But the documentaries I find are great because I can put them on and do other stuff.
Yeah.
Like while they're going on, and they're so soothing. Like some of these, if you're into ASMR, like just turn on these documentaries because they give the nature sounds. Like you hear it.
And the way the
narrator's voices are so soothing, but they also don't talk the entire time.
Right.
Like they give you some breaks where you like just watch the nature, hear the nature, which is really cool too.
Trying to think. I don't know. Like I've been reading a lot, so I haven't been watching as much.
What have we been watching? Is that the question?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what I've been watching. Quarantine's been weird because it's like one of those things where like I don't know what day it is.
Was a really long time ago. I feel like
it was. It was like 3 months ago now.
Okay, let me think. We watched Cars 1, 2, and 3.
We did. Did we watch Cars 3?
I think so. I love Cars 3. It's my favorite.
I remember watching Cars 2.
We watched Brother Bear
1 and 2, Cinderella 1,
2, and 3.
Still so
good.
I think Frozen 2. We didn't watch Frozen.
Yeah, Frozen 2.
We watched Frozen 2. Which, fun fact, I was looking because I was curious after reading this. Frozen Fever is not on Disney Plus.
That's sad.
Which they have Olaf's Frozen Adventure, but not Frozen Fever. It's a little weird, but
okay.
What
else did we watch? We watched a lot of Disney Plus. So we watched some of like the new,
the original stuff.
We watched
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and then we watched the pop culture episode on that.
Right, which was cool to watch them together because we hadn't. I don't think we had seen Honey, I Shrunk the Kids in its entirety. I'd seen bits and pieces of it, and I remembered seeing some of it like when it was in Hollywood studios. More like about that because of the land. It was part of the land was based on it.
Yeah.
What else?
I've just enjoyed like being able to watch like some of my old favorites. You know?
And it's interesting to rewatch some of the ones that we haven't seen in a long time because there's parts that you forget or parts that you remember that you're like, yes, like I love this part.
My brother and I have both watched most of the Muppet movies that are available.
Yeah.
Muppets Most Wanted is my favorite, but Muppet Treasure Island comes a close second. They're like basically tied. I can't decide. I love them both so much. The other day I was like working and I heard him in the other room watching Muppets Most Wanted, and I had to like stop myself from like going in there to watch it.
Oh, Candace just watched a Goofy movie.
Cool. We do need to watch that one. I feel like that's another one. I don't think I've seen it in its entirety, or if I have, it's been a really long time. But
yeah.
What have you guys been watching other than? I mean, a couple of you already told us, but I'm curious if you've what's been your favorite Disney movie that you've either watched for the first time or rewatched in quarantine?
Mine is the nature documentaries.
She's seriously obsessed with those. Like,
I love them. I think they're great, which is interesting because I remember seeing Chimpanzee when it came out.
Did you see Born in China too?
I feel like I might have, but I don't remember the ending. If you watch it, you'll know.
Maybe you just blocked it out.
Maybe. No. I feel like I did go see Born in China actually. Anyway,
I'm curious to do the one on. There's one on African cats.
There's quite a few I want to watch. Okay, of all the ones I've seen so far, there's some of them where you watch it and you're like, wow, that animal is weird. Like the way their lives work. And for me, that was the flamingos.
Yeah.
Like I
didn't even watch that with you, but every time I was walking in, I was like,
But what's so interesting about it is there are so many of them.
Like they travel in like millions,
like packs of millions. Swarms. And what's weird is I learned this from the documentary.
Please tell us what you learned.
Every time that they hatch eggs, they only deliver one egg. So every family has one egg, as opposed to like a lot of animals where they'll have multiple because some of them don't survive or whatever. But there are so many flamingos like giving birth to the eggs that each one only has one egg, and then the family like stays bonded for like months. Like the three of them are together for like a few months, which I think is kind of cool. But they showed like the transition of like where they go and like how they hatch the eggs, and then like where they travel to, and I'm like, why? Like, it doesn't seem like a good, safe location. But I guess that.
Well, I mean, it did kind of seem. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
It's like the borderline of like safety in numbers because there's just so many of them that the odds are. A lot are pretty good. Yours might not be the one, but yours might not be the one.
Yeah.
And like, they literally a line from the documentary was like, "Though hundreds will die, thousands will remain," and I was like. At least rest assured that your chick won't be the one. Well, maybe, but your chick probably won't be the one.
Also, the flamingo chicks, so cute.
They are so cute.
Flamingos grown up are weird looking, but the babies are so cute.
Okay, what's really creepy is like, because in Kilimanjaro, like they drive by and
there's usually in my life when I've seen them, and we've seen a few like around zoos and stuff because they are tropical type birds. So there's a lot of them in Florida,
so like
Florida
equals flamingos.
But usually there's like 12 to 15, maybe 20, like in the little group.
Well, they always like travel packs and stuff.
Yeah.
But they're not called packs. I don't remember that part of the documentary, but they're actually called.
No. Flocks?
No, it's a weird word. But anyway.
Oh, isn't it like a stand or something? I've definitely heard that.
Google it.
I'm gonna look
it up. But anyways,
hold on.
I didn't pay that much attention. I was just taken
out
by the weird,
so many
weirdness. But also, like, so I had heard one of the 4 facts that I knew about flamingos before I watched this documentary was about, like, they get their color from the food that they eat. So, like, they eat algae, as the narrative called
flamboyance.
A flamboyance of flamingos.
I knew it was something weird like that.
Yeah. So anyways, so they eat the algae and shrimp, and like that's how they get their pink color. But what I didn't remember is that their eyes turn red too.
They're
like
scary
so their legs, their feathers, and their eyes all turn like red. And some of them, like you can't even see like their pupils because it's just like a red like eye.
Demon flamingos.
And
What's happening?
I was like, and then occasionally some of them they'll get close enough to where you could see the little tiny pupil, but they're just kind of scary.
But okay, we're gonna back up.
Of giraffes is called a tower.
I did know that.
That's right.
I did know that. If you guys missed our giraffe haul this morning,
go check it out.
Check
Save
it out
the giraffes
after this. Oh, Pollyanna. Okay.
Oh,
fun fact. So,
Pollyanna.
Back at the beginning of quarantine, I decided I was gonna watch Pollyanna just because I was like,
wait, you did?
I did. I watched it.
Oh.
It was like
I did.
It was like 10 at night, and I was like, you know what? I feel like watching it, so I'm going to. I cried. And I was like, why am I crying? I've seen this before. Why am I crying? I know how this ends. But I was like,
it's emotional.
It's so pure. It's so good. I
can't remember the name, but the newest release, I didn't like it at all. The newest release of what? I'm sorry, we weren't paying attention. I was talking about flamingos.
Hi, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Yeah, it's true.
I
wish dinner made itself, but it does not.
Yeah. We are enjoying part of our summer inside as much of it as
we can. Literally, I think
it's so hot
because of this like weird Sahara dust thing that's going on. I don't know if you guys have heard about that.
Really rain.
We're not really getting any rain, although there was thunder yesterday, but not rain, which was weird. But it's so hot. We've been under a heat advisory.
Yeah.
For like a week now. Like the highs are like
97 today, but the heat index or the feels
over
like
100.
107.
It's so hot.
It's pretty hot
and humid. Weirdly. Yeah, definitely.
You should definitely watch the documentaries. I highly recommend.
I think my favorite was probably bears, but that's just because I thought it was really interesting.
It was really cute,
and it reminded me of Brother Bear, and I loved the scenery. Oh my gosh, the scenery in bears is so pretty. Okay. Let's see. Yes. It's all about, save the world.
Okay, so I think I only have like 2 or 3 of the documentaries left. And then I have the 2 like makings of the documentaries that I need to watch. But then after that, I want to go look at the zoo ones and see that. Because like all the documentaries are on like nature, what the animals are like in nature. But I seriously applaud like all of the people that went into making the documentaries happen, like some of those, like even like the elephants one, it shows how close they are to everything, and like
the bears one,
the lion like comes up and is like playing with the camera, and I was like definitely.
It was back away on Born in China because the monkeys were part of it, and so they showed like back behind the scenes clips of like the monkeys,
playing with stuff. It was really fun. Yeah, super great.
Hippos are a bloat. That's funny.
Yep, a bloat of hippos.
Oh yes, that release. Artemis Fowl. Oh, I forgot about that.
We did watch that one.
I feel like I just blocked it out.
To be honest, well, I was working during it. I wasn't really watching that much of it, but
she was confused.
What I saw. Okay, it's weird. Okay.
We have a lot of thoughts. I'm curious if you guys want me to put Artemis Fowl potentially on the book club list for the future, because I've really good things about the book, and that the movie was really, really bad.
Thought
to compare
that I have about the movie is I feel like they chopped out like an hour or more of the actual movie.
It was very fast.
Because it seemed so fast-paced, very choppy, and confusing. Like it seemed like it hopped around, but it almost seemed like they filmed
the rest of
it, and then they cut it out. And I'm like, what? And I remember saying, like, because we watched it on Disney Plus, and so I remember saying like the how long it was, and I was like, wow, it's only like an hour and a half.
Like, I was like, weird
movie. And then now I'm like, was it supposed to be 2.5 or 3? And then they cut it out.
Yeah, same, Alicia. I feel like the book has to be better because I know I have so many friends who grew up on it and like love it so much. So I'm definitely going to be reading it soon, but I'll definitely put it on the list if you guys are interested in
the release, the newest Disney release,
reading it together
with the thief, a dwarf.
Honestly, Josh Gad carried that movie, and I don't know what else to say to y'all, but Josh Gad is my hero.
We love Josh Gad. Okay. You feel like the book has to be better, right? Yeah. I think we're all on the same page with that one, Candace.
Yeah, I need to read Miss Peregrine's Home. I'm not really into watching the movie. I'm not really interested
I'm not
in it,
one to like
pick up.
I'm
usually very good at
movies because I am not a movie snob. I'm not about that life. However, I'm trying to think of a time when I saw a movie that I thought was worse.
Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief.
But even that one had cool effects.
Although, have you guys heard the news that Disney Plus is adapting Percy Jackson? I'm so excited.
And they'll hopefully do it right. Please do it right.
Please, at least make Annabeth blonde. That's all we ask.
Don't make her mean.
It's really not hard.
I feel like they're...
Yeah, I need to read the Miss Peregrine's, at least the first one, but I don't really want to watch the movie. That's not really,
yeah. I'm not one to say when a movie's like bad or like to rate it, but and what I think was so weird about it, what made it so blatantly terrible was the fact that it's a Disney movie, so we all had such high hopes for it because like Disney movies are next level, right?
Usually.
So I think that's what's kind of weird about it. We're like,
Josh Gad carried the movie. I feel like, he deserves any credit that he gets because it was great.
Candace, we actually want to watch that really, especially after we just read the Conceal, Don't Feel. We definitely need to watch that.
Oh my gosh.
We need to stop doing that.
I want to rewatch Frozen 2 and then watch the making of it.
Yes,
because Frozen 2 is great. Okay. All right. So, oh my gosh!
I'm gonna
stop for my brain. Cut it off.
I'm gonna stop talking so that you can say the exit alone.
All right. So the last thing that I have to do is I have to tell you guys the book for next month.
Drum roll
for July. So we read.
You don't have to check it. It was pretty obvious.
Conceal, Don't Feel in June. I really liked it. 4.5 Twisted Tales because this is the second one I've read. Our connection is unstable.
Oh, we gotta give it
time. There we go. Okay.
Get cut off before the info.
So this is my second Twisted Tales, and I really enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed both of them. So I'm really excited to read more in the future. Okay, let's see. I have to refresh the page. Make sure I get up-to-date stats
because it was pretty.
It's pretty clear.
It was winning by a landslide.
Well, okay, the 3 books that we had in the July poll were Rapunzel and the Lost Lagoon by Leila Howland, which is based between Tangled and Tangled the series, which if you haven't watched Tangled the series, highly recommend. Prince Caspian by C.S. Lewis, because we talked about Narnia last month, and so I thought I'd put it on there. And technically those are the only 2 books that Disney made into movies, was Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe and Prince Caspian. But Voyage of the Dawn Treader was Fox, and technically Disney owns Fox now, so it's technically a Disney movie now?
Weird psyche.
That's the question. And then Mother Knows Best by Serena Valentino, which I didn't realize I put 2 Tangled books on there until just before we started this live, and I went, that's on me. But
stop drawing the suspense.
By 51%, the winner is Rapunzel and the Lost Lagoon by Leila Howland, which I'm really excited about because I think this has more to do with how Rapunzel and Cassandra met. If you haven't seen Tangled the series, like I said, you need to watch it. Start with Tangled Before Ever After, which is like the TV movie, and then watch them. So good. The music, so good, because Alan Menken came back in to do the music for the show. Also, it stars Mandy Moore, Zach Levi, Eden Espinosa, who's a Broadway legend. Jeremy Jordan, who's Jack Kelly from Newsies, plays Varian.
And a lot of other amazing things.
James Monroe Iglehart, who's the original Genie in Aladdin on Broadway. It's so good. It's so good.
I think of all of the TV series, I feel like they have put a lot of effort into that one and making it authentic. Like they kept all the voices the same, which I think it drives me nuts when series don't do that because like it's not the same characters. their voice is not the same, you know? So they did a really good job. They did it right. They brought back the voices. They brought back Alan Menken. They did it right.
Okay, so if you haven't watched Tangled the series, it's on Disney Plus, 3 seasons. Go watch it.
She's watched it multiple times.
You out. Go to watch it. I will watch it again because we're reading this book.
Yay! So that's the book for July.
Yeah, I love Rapunzel too. She's
such a good one.
My second fave. They're like question mark. They're like even playing field, her and Belle for me. Because I just love both of them so much. Thank you, Nicole. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm still not 100% back, but I'm getting there. I think just quarantine's getting to me, and all of this Sahara dust.
The Sahara dust. I think getting back into the swing of things and getting to go back into the parks will lift the spirits a little bit. And I'm so excited. We have
July's gonna be a big month.
July's a big month. We are actually have reservations for like multiple parks. So we're going to be going and vlogging for you guys. The thing I'm probably most excited about, other than just seeing the parks again and like seeing what
I'm probably going to cry when I see Spaceship Earth again. Are you kidding
me?
Oh, I just spoiled one of the ones we're going to.
Okay, well.
But you're not surprised. Let's be real. No one's surprised.
Not a surprise. But I'm grateful that we were able to get a reservation to go home because I'm so proud. But the thing I'm probably most excited about is to see what they've done, what's different, and to just be able to be in the atmosphere. Like more than the rides, more than the food. Oh, let's be real. I'm looking forward to both of those things. It's just like being able to be in the Disney bubble again.
And make more vlogs. It's been so long.
And we're going to try to go live. Maybe in everyone, but at least a few of the parks. I want to go live with you guys so that you guys can like be a part of it with us and get to come to the parks. Yeah.
And a happy early Independence Day to everybody, because I don't think we'll probably post a video before then.
Yeah.
It's not Independence Day themed, so.
Oh yeah, that's
happy
true.
Independence Day early. 5 more days. 4 more days.
Today's the last day of June. Crazy.
That doesn't seem right. Anybody else a little bit like 2020's halfway over?
Oh my gosh. Well, here's to the second half being a little bit better than the first. So yes, lots of exciting things coming. So Rapunzel is the princess of the month.
Yes,
Lost Lagoon.
We go from Anna and Elsa to Rapunzel, their cousin, maybe.
Definitely go watch the series as well. So read the book, watch the series, and
go rewatch Tangled too, because it's great. You know, honestly, that's one of the ones we've rewatched since quarantine. Love that movie so much. It's so good and beautiful and just wonderful.
Yes, happy Independence Day to you all. Yay, Christmas in July.
That might be coming too.
So excited. And we're excited. Definitely, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please do it because we have a lot of stuff coming in the next month. With the parks reopening and also with our own like content. We have some very exciting things. So definitely stay tuned and hang out with us if you're not already. And to all of you who are, thank you. You guys are awesome. And
thank you to my book club peeps. I love you all very much, and I'm excited. We're over a year now. We're almost, we're on our way to doing more. And as I posted in the Facebook group, I'll link the Facebook group in the description of this live afterwards if you are not part of the Facebook group. Yeah, totally go do that. Because I post not as much as I should, but I'm working on it. I post, everyone when we have news. And I asked a question in there of like books that you guys want to read or for me to put on the list for the future, because I want to know what you guys want to read, because I don't want to read something that you guys don't want to read. So if there's something that you are really looking for, then let me know. That's what I'm saying. So yes, reread all the American Girl books. I reread Kirsten this month and I had a grand old time. Although honestly, Kirsten's a mess. She's a hot mess. I love her to death. Don't get me wrong, but whoa, the girl has a lot more issues than I remember. She tries to run away from home like twice. I did not remember that. Anyway.
So have a good July, everyone. Happy 4th of July early. And we will see you guys next time.
If you started Conceal, Don't Feel, make sure to finish it because it's great.
Yes, do it.
Oh,
Finish
yes.
that, and then Rapunzel and the Last Lagoon.
We should try to dig out and find our Molly movie so we can watch it for 4th of July.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I gotta end the stream.